Welcome back to the Business Enhancement Series, presented by Efficiency United and Semco Energy Gas Company. In the next section, we're going to talk about the little things we can do or say in our businesses that have big effects. So, can small things really make a big difference? There's an old saying, "For the want of a nail, the horseshoe was lost. For the want of a horseshoe, the horse was lost. For the want of a horse, the soldier was lost. For the want of the soldier, the battle was lost. For the want of the battle, the kingdom was lost." Well, what does that mean? It all goes back to that nail, right? Obviously, in literature, small things can make a big difference. But can this make a difference in your business? Think about it. Think of a small thing that you've run into when doing business that's made you want to do business with that company again. Maybe they have cookies or coffee sitting out. Maybe they have a play area for your kids. Maybe they have a no-hassle return policy. Small things are how we differentiate our business. So, does your business have a good product? How about good customer service? Do you provide good value? Would your customers agree to all of those? Would you agree that those three are minimums that you need, not just to stand out, but to function? If you don't have any of the things, you might see a bad review on Angie's List, right? So these are just minimum things you need to do. The little things are going to be what helps you stand out. Most of the little things we could think of are just that, but they can mean a lot because maybe they're unusual. In his book, It's Called Work for a Reason, Larry Winget tells the story of the bank he used for years. The reason he used them wasn't because of the rates. He claims it was because every time he went through the drive-thru, they'd give him a red sucker. They remembered that was what he liked, and they made sure he always got it. This wasn't difficult. It wasn't expensive. They just had to pay attention and make sure they had enough suckers on hand. Thank you notes are another great example of this. It takes 2 minutes to write one and can make someone's day. Yet, most won't do it. This takes creativity and an understanding that it's the small thing that could have big implications on your bottom line. Let's take a look at some examples of doing small things and standing out as a result. Southwest Airlines. They're relatively low cost, no frills. They take people from place to place. But what are they known for? They're known for fun. Check it out on YouTube. What about the Pike Place Fish Market? Yes, they sell fish, but they've almost turned it into a show. They throw the fish. They engage passersby. Many people view them as an attraction in the Seattle area. There's even a business book written about their culture just called Fish. Does it help them sell more fish? Absolutely. Closer to home, how about Zingermans Deli in Ann Arbor? They have great food, but so do a lot of places. Their little thing is about engaging their customer in the love of that food. They're happy to provide samples up to and including the employees offering the food off their own plates. If you're ever unhappy with your selection, they'll bend over backward to make things right. One couple received a gift basket containing a wide variety of items. One of those items was a small package of ghost peppers. They didn't know what to do with them. When the folks at Zingerman's found out, they sent a bottle of olive oil completely free of charge to make up for the perceived problem. So think about it. What are some businesses that you do business with that it's the small things that keep you going back? Right now you're saying, I don't have a pre-boarding speech to make funny or a fish to throw. What can I do? Well, it's not really about the specifics. It's about having the creativity to come up with some small things of your own. So what could the little things be in your business? Sometimes it might not be something they notice specifically. It might be what or how you say something that gets better results. Like, I want to tell you versus I'd be happy to share with you. What's the difference between these two? Well, one is more welcoming and engaging, right? Which one's more likely to get a better result? It seems like a small thing, but haven't you had a moment when a salesperson says, I want to tell you, and the little voice in the back of your head says, I don't care what you want? Retail store clerks use the first one all the time. Suppose you're heading to Sears or wherever you buy pants. The clerk approaches you and asks, "Can I help you?" What's your response? You're going to say, "No thanks, just looking." Why would we lie? And from the clerk's point of view, if you get this response from most people, why do the clerks still use it? What if you use the second phrase? Would you get better results? Would it be more likely to end up with a customer engagement? Yes, the manager might have to train them in the responses to deal with somebody who has been there versus someone who hasn't, but if it ends up with more sales, the additional training would be worth it, right? So we've talked about this a little bit already. Which is more likely to make them feel pressured, i.e. more likely to refuse? Let's schedule a meeting versus would it make sense to invite me for a visit? Which is more likely to meet with success because the prospect is willing to talk about the information that you need to know? So you might talk the talk, but do you walk the walk? While it's good to be aware of messages your words send, the messages your actions convey tend to be remembered even more. Do your customers know you appreciate them? Do they remember your name? Especially now, a handwritten thank you note will really stand out. Few people send them, and always include something which isn't in a form letter. Make it handwritten. Mention something that connects you to a shared experience, even if it's just a short conversation about a local sports team. Yeah, we might be working in a dirty environment, but if the uniform is at least in good repair, they'll feel more comfortable letting us into their home. You might have to walk in and out of their house in the middle of winter. What could you do to protect that white carpet that they've got? Put down a mat. Ask for a different entrance. Maybe it's just simply acknowledging that will make the customer know you care. You can even ask to borrow the homeowner's vacuum after you're done. How long would it take to vacuum? About 2 minutes. How long might they remember that? Probably years. What little things could you do with your communication? Instead of sending former customers a Christmas card, send them one for Thanksgiving. That'd stand out. As you're leaving, give them your business card with a direct line to call if there are any problems. For prospecting, maybe instead of making a cold prospecting call, you instead call up a potential prospect and interview them on the importance of energy efficiency in their business. Write an article about their views. Present a how-to talk at a local church or homeowners association to learn what they could do themselves and what they need a professional without selling your service specifically. What about when you're on site? For projects above a certain size, could you give them a gift basket? Could you pull in their garbage cans from the curb? Pick up their newspaper? If you work primarily residential, get some toy tools that you could give any young onlookers. Look at promotional products which have your imprint on them that are useful. What other areas of your business could be impacted by little things? Make a list, write them down. Some may be great ideas. Some may never make it to the light of day. Little things can have a big benefit, but only if you do them correctly. So we spoke earlier about providing a consistent level of service to the customer. If you surprise and delight one customer and they pass your name along, you have to treat the second customer with the same respect. If you don't, it'll just disappoint the second and make the first question whether they should pass your name along again. There are pieces you need to make this work. The most important thing about small things is the culture. It must support the employee doing these activities. There might even be training involved. Disney and Zingermans both have training on how to perform small things properly. For instance, at Disney, you never point with a single finger, always with 2 or the whole hand. At Southwest Airlines, the CEO has made it part of their company culture to include the fun. Probably no coincidence that they're the most profitable airline. So you've already set up your systems, right? You already have checklists for the job site. Well, add some more checks for the small things. If you have an employee, make sure they know that this is part of what they are expected to do, even if it seems unnecessary to the job at hand. Thank you notes can be largely the same. You could have a standard message for that. Phone calls can have easy scripts to follow. Make it simple so you can do it without thinking about it. And remember, energy efficiency is here to stay. And the only way for Efficiency United trade allies to go is up. So use this training to enhance your business, because that's what it's for. The Business Enhancement Series, presented by Efficiency United and Semco Energy Gas Company.